At its core, X is a networking site. And in this module, we are going to talk about why that is the case and how you can build and manage your own $1 million circle of friends. Let's get right into it. So, the biggest misconception that I see about X is people coming onto this platform thinking it's all about the likes, it's all about the engagement, it's all about the impressions, and I can do all of that on my own. I'm sorry, you've been watching too many of those Sigma grind set movies that are out there and popular in today's culture. Here is my suggestion instead. Focus on becoming a man of the people. Your network is your net worth, and a high value account is the one that has the most connection. I don't believe you, AOP. Well, I can tell you for a fact, I know all of the accounts that are out there on Twitter. I know accounts with over 1 million followers who have the hardest time monetizing and making any money on of this platform. Here's the problem. They're just focused on all of that engagement that's out there. Meanwhile, I know accounts that are out there earning well over 6 figures per year. They're the people that have the deepest connections. I took one of the screenshots from my Gumroad. This is just Gumroad sales. We have much more than this, but this is just our Gumroad sales over the past 3 years since the day that we launched Create 24/7. We've been able to clear over 750K because I focus on community. I focus on making friends. And when you do that, you have the opportunity to leverage knowledge. I'll put it to you like this. Forming a network is basically like the OP part of some kind of video game that you are playing, and you are exploiting the video game when you form your own network. Because when you have a circle of friends leveraging their knowledge, you are always going to stay one step ahead of the curve, which is crucial for success on social media. There's two types of groups that are out there: engagement groups and networking groups. The first is a group chat that's solely focused on sharing content and getting obligatory engagement like likes and retweets on their content. Yes, there's people that are out there just in group chats posting links saying, give me a like, give me a comment. There is no growth there. That's the problem. Meanwhile, there are networking groups out there where there are chats focused on people sharing strategies, sharing wins, sharing content, and helping each other out, leveraging the knowledge so they win. The difference between these two is one learns while the other one spins their wheel. So make sure you are focused on forming groups that are like the later. All right, so here's what you need to find when you're forming a great circle of friends. You want to focus on getting 7 to 15 people that all have the same kind of goals that they're moving towards together, similar niche size accounts that are moving towards all of the same goals. And you want to form a group that is going to be talking with each other every single day. These are characteristics of a great circle of friends. They're holding themselves accountable. They're recognizing each other from absolutely kicking butt or reaching a goal or crushing their goals. They're sharing knowledge freely inside of there. They're education based, and they act like a virtual town hall. Some of the things that they're also doing is they're sharing personal life stories. They're sharing stories of what's going on. They're meeting up in real life, and they're hopping on calls together. They're all equal, and it's a great group that's about everyone. Well, how do I find these people? AOP, this sounds so good. One of the best ways you could do this, and this is gold, is Spaces. Because in a way, Spaces is a virtual town hall, but you can move the discussion into a more private area. So what you can do is you can host Spaces. You can get on Spaces. You can get on the mic on Spaces. You can have people start hearing your voice. And I'm going to tell you, I do a lot of Spaces. I'll get people DMing me all the time. I love what you did. I love the value that you brought. Spaces are literally gold. I put them in gold lettering because I want you to see the value there. It's the best way to start making friends. The other way to do it is to start getting inside of communities. Like a large community is like a big city that's out there with all shared characteristics and goals, something like a masterclass community that we have. You're going to start meeting people inside of there, and then you can like peel off and form your own inner circle from the outer circle that you have. You can also interact with accounts that like and retweet your content. So what you'll see is once you start to get going on this platform, you will find accounts that are there liking and retweeting and commenting underneath every single one of your posts. This is an opportunity, not even just to form a networking group with them, but a great way to recognize people who engage with your content and bring them in as a true fan. Interact with them, and you can potentially also form a networking group with them. Find other accounts in similar niche, find other accounts that you genuinely enjoy, or even accounts that you want to be like and become. Maybe you can invite those people in a group that you have. I want to talk about commenting, DMs. I want to talk about DMs that you can get. One of the other best ways to do this is to DM the creators directly that are of a similar niche, ones that you enjoy and you want to be like. I have a whole section in Create the PDF with great comments and bad DMs that are out there and good ones as well. So the bad way to DM somebody is to just open and say like, hello, hey man, all of these like really generic comments. Approach people on X like you are looking to make a friend, look like you're have a beer with them, give them a compliment or something like that. Don't just start off with like some generic way or some kind of like ask right off the bat. This is like 90% of my DMs right here. Can you RT my pinned tweet? I have 0 followers. This is a way to get blocked. This is the worst way to start off of a relationship. All right. Instead, what you want to do is open up with some kind of compliment. Here's a DM. Hey, buddy, I want to pass on my thanks for the 101 guide, a refreshing format with stuff that isn't just repeated awesome effort. Thank you. And here's another one. I did a space. Next time you do a space, you can increase your conversions if you nest your seed. This is leading with value. All right. So either open up with a compliment, lead with value, tell them that you are amazing, and the content creator will appreciate that. And that's the right way to establish a relationship instead of asking or being extremely generic. Okay. So let's talk about you forming a group. What you can do is you can establish one of these groups. You can establish it on X. You can also establish it. I prefer Telegram as the place that I like to go, is because you can easily communicate with people and leave voice messages there. X is bringing a lot of that onto their site now, but they're both fine. You can't go wrong either way, but form groups with people that you actually like. You're going to be around these people for a while. So if you're going to look to form one of these, scout for talent, maybe even make a list. Focus on quality over quantity. I cannot stress this enough. Sometimes I'll see groups that are out there and they're like 100 people inside of there. The problem is that nobody gets any attention, or nobody really gets a chance to take the stage. And what you want to do is you want to give a group the whole point of the group is to like leverage each other's knowledge and level up together and grow together. When you have too many people in there, then you're diluting the talent pool and you're diluting what's going to happen, and you're diluting the knowledge that's in there. So focus on getting a quality group of people that are focused on the same kind of goals. You want people in there that energize you as opposed to people that drain you. Use a large community like a masterclass to help you find and build your smaller group, and be mindful of the type of people that you attract and that you associate with. Are you bringing on the right kinds of people? One strategy that you might want to have is when you're forming these groups, share your wins and your losses with your community. If you have the right kinds of people in your group, everybody's going to be celebrating wins together. Elevate the discourse as a host. Give feedback, request feedback if people aren't winning. The whole point of forming a networking group is to get better and not to spend time just liking and sitting out there with posts. I love it when people share their wins inside of my communities and inside of my group chats. The ultimate goal, I kind of dislike the term networking. My ultimate goal is that I love to make friends. It makes the content creation process so much easier when you're around people that you truly love. Avoid that networking terminology. I know I used it like 100 times so far because people know what it is. But aim to make friends. Don't be a robot. Don't be a hallmark. Nobody likes, I think of Eric Cartman. You don't want to be the guy sitting there. You're not running a jail. You're running a group of friends. Encourage others. Act like humans. These are social groups, so you set the tone and act like it. And just think of the golden rule. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. Avoid groups. These are some of the mistakes I see when people are managing their groups. Avoid these types of groups that have tons of rules. They're typical in engagement groups. You don't want to be inside of some kind of jail. I've seen even some of these groups where it's like everybody in this group must give 3 retweets and 5 likes. And if you don't do it, I'm kicking you out. I don't even know how these people manage their time, but it sounds like it's overscheduled. They should be doing something else that's better with their time. That's why you should avoid them. And they're not even necessary to grow on X. I want to reiterate that. I think some people believe that's the way that you grow an account. That is not the case. Just write great stuff, make connections, form relationships, get on spaces, write great content, share your story. Over time, you are going to attract the right kind of people, the $1 million type of people. And the biggest mistake that I see inside of groups are the people who are, now these are not from the hosts, but from the people that are insiders or the takers that are there. They're sharing like affiliate links. They steal other people's tweets. Hey, I'm thinking about writing this tweet. And then somebody copies it, pastes it, posts it on their own. Or they're constantly asking for feedback and never contributing anything to the discussion, because those who come across as asking constantly come across as selfish. So just think of the 80-20 rule, give, and occasionally, you can take away and contribute to not just celebrating wins, but also contribute to accelerating the discussion. Now, for anybody who's managing a group, I want to leave you with this. It's not about you. Okay. I run many groups. I run a community of over 500, Create, Publish, Profit. We have around 100 every single boot camp that we have. And I have group chats as well that I run. None of it is about me. It's always about the people that are inside of there. And be the first person to celebrate wins, lift each other up, give credit during wins. This is the other thing. You can't don't just say, hey, that was great. Actually say, hey, man, that was unbelievable how you finally, you got that long form post out there and you shared your story. You did this. Give them credit for like launches, anything that they're doing. Motivate the people who are underperforming as well. Maybe you could pull them aside and just say, hey, man, is there anything that I can do for you? How can I help you out? They're going to really appreciate that. It's going to stick in people's minds. Offer to get on one-on-one calls with other people who are there. That's a great way to start out as well. And to even find out if people are interested in a particular offer that you have. And find talented people and teach them what you know. It's one of my biggest tips. I am always on the search out for accounts that are growing or about to pop off. I like to look for talent spikes as somebody who's excellent in one thing, right? And maybe they're a little rough around the edges in other parts. And, help them get over their weaknesses. They'll remember that if you do. And at the end, be a cool yet honest teacher. I taught public school for a long time. The ones that were able to accomplish this were the ones that were able to have, students that were willing to do anything for them to get to the end result at the end of the day. All right. So I just want to point out to you, we have $1 million network. It is called Masterclass. This is our Masterclass 24/7 community. Inside of there, there's more guides, roadmaps, and webinars that we do. We do weekly webinars and calls with our community, and we bring on some of the biggest accounts that are on X to help us build our business. We're always staying one step ahead of the curve. It's a place where we foster accountability, direct feedback, not just from myself, but all of the other members are there. It's a place where you can make lifelong friends. If that's you, join our community, Masterclass, masterclass247.com. Make that the starting point of your $1 million network. I appreciate you listening to this part right now, and we're going to change gears, and we're going to talk about earning your first 10,000 followers. Thank you.